Don't be afraid. Hold on. You'll find your way.
Welcome to Growth Made Groovy, where we talk about everything from healing medicine music, working through life challenges,
and developing awareness and connections as we heal and grow along our journey. Hey everyone, I'm Caroline Rena.
And I'm Noel New.
And welcome to Growth Made Groovy.
Yes.
The podcast.
The podcast, or as I like to say, the group cast as we continue to experiment and grow here.
And grow and walk through our journey and with all the fun and joy and laughter that we can muster up.
That's right. Muster. That's right.
Mustered up. We're mustarding up.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is episode 5. And as we've been doing, we've been going through our catalog, going through what we felt at the time when we wrote each song, and a little behind the scenes of what the song's about, to help us to continue to heal and grow. And hopefully that does the same for you. So today's song is called
Little Younger You.
Yes.
Drum roll, please.
That's right. And this is the song that we wrote. So this is our episode. This is our 4th song that we wrote together 2 years ago. And, it's a fun little ditty. And it turned into really, it's a song about the inner child within us all. And to get it even a little bit more personal, it's about the inner child in me, the boy, and the inner child in Caroline, the girl. And so when we did it, we had fun doing it and put together this little video. And both of us, as soon as I got the video done, I sent it over to her. And we both thought it was great. And then we both had a panic attack.
Literally, we're like, no!
Sending this information out. It was very vulnerable, as you might think.
Yeah.
And we just weren't ready to do it. And so what happened is we shelved the video. The video was of no more. And then we shelved the song, rarely playing it in the 2 years.
Rarely, like maybe once or twice, I think at the most.
Maybe.
But I mean, it was so unnerving. For me, it was so unnerving because it was, we were also at the time, if you can, I think I've got the timing right. We were also at the time, like, in this space of trying to figure out who we each were as adults and trying to figure each other out and what would the next step was. Cause this was written on March 28th. So we still had just started, so
that's right.
We've both been through our own journeys, are going through our own journeys when we met. But this part, connecting with each other, was like, and I think that's what this song represents, was the beginning of the. So, but it's cool because Noel took the old video and we reworked the music. And then you'll see, it's a really cool one now. I love it. I love what he did with that. So
thank you. Yeah. We call it the update. We were able to put a quick update on it, recording wise, a little video. And so matched it with a little bit of the old footage, and now it's all old footage, 2 years.
Yeah.
But, and it feels old, but it's fun to watch. So
considering your hair is like almost as long as mine is in this one, so get ready.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
yep.
So okay, so put together. Here's Little
Here we
Younger
go.
You. I get the share.
I'm gonna adjust my face here.
Share. And
Here we go.
Okay.
No, that was recent, but
this is the update. So I hope you enjoy.
Hey, I'm Noel.
And I'm Caroline.
And this is a little song that we had written 2 years ago today.
And this song is called Little Younger You. And when we wrote the song, we were actually going through a lot of stuff back then in healing with ourselves.
That's right, because it's about connecting with the little kid, the inner child within yourself, within us. And so hopefully it helps you to heal. It's helped us to heal. And the most important thing to do with the inner child within us all is to love and connect with them.
Absolutely. So here goes, Little Younger You.
Beautiful. Every day his thoughts
okay. It's out there.
Yeah.
Wow. What
Yeah.
a change. I mean, so many things have changed since we did that. Both of those, since we've done those. Oh my gosh.
You're right. Even the update was that was March 28th. So what are we today? Is June 7th?
The update was on March 28th?
Yeah. So that's already 2.5 months ago.
No. Really?
Yeah, because it was 2 years to the day we wrote it. That's
Oh,
why
I
the whole
don't
thing
remember
is. We
that.
wrote it
That's
2 years
crazy.
ago.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, it's been, so even the update's 2 months old, 2.5 months. But yeah, time flies, you know, it just keeps moving forward.
Yeah, it's interesting how like life goes in cycles. I always say that because like every time a date comes up, it like reminds me of something so similar that went on a year prior, you know, or however many years prior around the same time. And this like you said, we did this on March 28th of this year, and I'm like, what? I didn't believe that.
Right. And so getting out a trusty lyric book here.
I got my trusty
one. You
lyric
got
book.
yours.
Yep.
And you know, so I mean, you know, as time flies, moves on, moves forward, the one thing that stays in the same spot emotionally is the little child within us, our inner child. And so a lot of the times when we do quote unquote inner child work, basically all we're talking about is going back to the times when we were that. It's I always like to tell people, it's like when you look at pictures of yourself from childhood, it's not like that person's gone. I mean,
Mhm.
that being, that actual being that had those experiences of life is still within us, really embedded deeply within us.
Mhm.
And so when we
Yeah.
connect with that,
It's like the
part of us-
energy. It's the energy.
yeah, I mean, it's an energy, and it's an actual thought process, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when we connect with that part of us, you know, either it's going to connect with us in an unconscious way and rule our lives, or we could connect with it and integrate and really get that connection of love, which is all we ever wanted as a little
Yeah.
child.
Yeah,
Love
and it's interesting. You
fun
said, sorry, I have to. You said it's
totally.
connecting with or integrate with the child, and it's as it's ruling or running our lives. The interesting thing about that is like when we wrote this, the little kid was ruling and running our lives at that point. And now there's integration of that little child where now we can speak at an adult level and have fun with it, have fun with each other rather than going, I'm 5 years old and you made me mad, and you know, whatever that was back then has shifted. And it's really cool because now we can walk through that in a different way. It's not like the children are literally wanting to punch each other out, you know, or whatever.
No, that's right. And then that's again coming from and here's the good news: when we are in that young place, there's a lot of triggers and stuckness and trauma. However, there's also a lot of love, because that's where the love is the most pure, you know, I mean, from infancy going forward.
Mhm.
And so when we do connect with that side of us, it really connects with the love within us, you know, opens our hearts. And
Yeah.
you know, the part, you know, just going through the words real quick, you know, line 1, you know, which is the story of my life, and still comes intermittently in and out. Every day his thoughts would fill with what he couldn't do, you know, and definitely that was my childhood and my young adulthood and, you know, teenage adolescence for sure. And then one day he found that he could live in his own truth, and, you know, to be alive in is truly to be in the truth of who we are.
What is it? Can you
go ahead.
explain? Can you explain? I mean, I'd like to hear what when you talk about your own truth, talk about that, because I talk about that a lot. And I'm curious to hear what your um, input is on how you see your own truth, because that's a big deal. That's a huge deal.
It is a
about
big deal. Yeah. And it's funny because I go in and out of having that awareness and living in that, and then going back to the thoughts, which is every day his thoughts would fill with what he couldn't do, which is all just fear. You know, it's just a fear-based thing. So the truth is connection with who I really am, who we are, but I'll put it in the I, is love, you know, is really what I'm here to do. And anything that I do and share and whatever I put outward, do share, you know, connect, is just a process of inward, and how I'm being, and who I am, and how I feel is an expression out of that. So my own truth would be, and then one day he found that he could live in his own truth, which is just to be me, which includes all of the the foibles and fallibility, where I'm not perfect and make mistakes and hurt people, hurt myself, purposefully and mostly unpurposefully, not intentionally, and be okay with all of it. Plus the stuff that I've been hiding, the vulnerability of who I really am, the love, the spontaneity, the connection with joy, the connection with silliness, and there's a fine line between being silly and free and feeling humiliated and shamed. And so that's where the kid in me shuts it down, going back to, the protection. So the long answer of the short question is, just being who I really am, being in that connection of source, which is the humanity with all of the foibles in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to me, when I hear that, it's very similar. I have like one thing I've been thinking about though, that's different as we've been healing, I've been healing, you've been healing, just kind of going through the process. And what that is to me is, there's a deeper truth that goes beyond, I'm going to use the words 3D because that's kind of what we're in here is the reality of what's happening around us, which generally stems from what's inside of us. So if we're all blah, then our world is going to be blah, but our truth, when we can connect with that, is so deep and loving and powerful and joyful and peaceful. And it's like, wait, whenever I see that, for years, it just came in little spurts and I'd see it and I'd be like, that's it, and I couldn't get it. And then it'd go away and then it'd come back and then it'd go away. And then I'd be like, okay, I get it, but I like it. So how do I get there more? How do I get to be in it more? It's not even getting there. It's like going that, like he said, inside, the love of who you are inside is love. And when you reach that love, that self-love, that love in general, that's when that truth just emanates. You become like a lighthouse. You shine. People are attracted to your essence, your glow, your beauty, your light, that type of thing. And I'll get into a little bit into the light part, because I think I talk about that in there too, or those words are in there too later when I do my part. But yeah, it's like such a deeper level of truth that even Noel and I are connecting on now since we wrote this song. It's like, whoa, this is just really powerful stuff. So yeah, go ahead.
And it really is. And I'm going to get to Caroline's favorite part. So he set out on a road to heal the world any way he knew, which was what I've been doing in my adulthood, mostly. And came across a friend that offered to help him to stay true. See, look how she smiles. She likes that. To this day,
like that.
To this very day. Well,
you asked. You be careful what you ask for.
I invited it. But no, and that's true, because since we had come together and had a variety of experiences, all kinds of life together, through a pandemic, through the whole thing,
life altering.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Have been that friend to help me to stay true to who I am. So that I'm grateful. So, and then we go into the chorus. Hey, little younger you, hold your heart and soothe.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Yeah, and that's one of the practices we use on our challenge. And, throughout, we'll explain more on that, but our 28-day awareness challenge. But, the body connection, hold your heart and soothe. Play those games with love and joy, and you won't ever lose. Play the game of life with love and joy, and you won't ever lose. We're moving onward through every little thing we do.
Moment to moment.
We're moving, right. We're still in this process of life and living, which is onward, and coming homeward to realize the truth, coming back within ourselves and who we really are.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the chorus.
Yeah. It's so powerful. Yeah. When we finally realize these things, it's like, when the first time that I put my hands on my heart and connected with my little girl, I was like, whoa, this is really cool, because I felt her, and she moved. She literally I could feel the energy move inside of me, and she was like cuddling up in me. It was like she felt safe when I did that.
Yes.
And that meant so much, because I'm going to start tearing here. I felt so disconnected from her for so long, and it was like when she did that, she was just like comfortable with me. And I fought that tooth and nail. And then when she did it, I was like so happy that she did that, because literally I went to this acupuncturist one time, and she was able to see energy or whatever. Also, she's like, your little girl's hiding in the corner. She's scared. That was before I discovered this. And when she said that just broke my heart. And I was like, well, how do I get her out of the corner? How do I get her back? And she's like, you just gotta walk through this and do the work. And, he'll connect with her and heal her and heal you, and, learn how to reparent yourself, and all kinds of things. So it's been an incredible journey, but this has always been my go-to. And Noel see me do it whenever anytime. It's always like, I gotta go here. Yeah. So that's such a powerful, I would absolutely offer that as a tool. If you start going through something that's really painful or whatever, and just shut your eyes and put your hands on your heart, and that calms, there's something about it. I mean, if it doesn't work immediately, it's because there's a lot you're going through, but it's so calming after a while. I mean, at first it scared the crap out of me. So I get it. But now it's like, yeah. So just wanted to share that, because
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of that little girl, that's verse 2.
Oh, my cue.
Comes. That's right. Well, here she comes.
My cue. So the first line was, for me, was feeling all alone in her mind. She was looking to be free. For me, that was a lot of isolation, because when I was a little girl, what I used to do when I felt sad and hurt and, whatever was going on in my life at the time, I literally would go into the closet and hide. So I ended up, as I got older, aloneness was something, I mean, I could do it because I was used to it. I was an only child, but I always felt that way. I felt like there was nobody around me. I felt like I had no support. I felt all those things. Even in cases when I did have support and people around me who loved me, I still felt that way. And I was constantly looking outside of myself for that freedom, constant. And that's how I ended up meeting Noel, because that was one of those pieces, we've explained about the writing group when I was looking for him, or not him, but a place to hold the writing group. So that was part of it. She found out as she walked her path, she was right where she meant to be. So by the time we wrote this song, I knew in my heart that, especially when we started writing, doing the music, I knew this was it. This was whatever this was it for the time of healing, of growth. And we're always where we need to be, whether we believe it or not, whether we want to accept it or not, always. Yeah. Always.
And I want to throw in there, so, and the play on the words here, and I think I remember us doing that. So the line normally, as it's heard or read, is right where she was meant to be, where you're right where you're meant to be. That's actually a line of acceptance that you can find peace and contentment with them, right where I'm meant to be, Rose, which I like. But I like even better where she was right where she meant to be, which has got more intention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right where I'm meant to be. So right where I was meant to be, right where I'm meant to be. So it means that there's intentionality to it, which creates even more of, even in this kind of lostness, fogness, is still a realization of, we're still creating this within our intentional.
Yeah. And I agree with that, because I did mean to be there. When I met you, I meant to be there. And that's the intention I had in that moment where that picked up. And it was like, but that's the thing, even though sometimes we don't even know we mean to do something. And somewhere in that energy, there is a knowing about why you're there. And, and that's what it felt like. So did I capture what you were?
Yeah, no. I just wanted to add that part too.
Yeah.
Like that's play on words.
Yeah, I know.
Was meant to, or just meant to. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next line is, her light is what she shares with the world for all who choose to see. Okay. So I love being light. I love shining. I love being out there. I love I'm a Leo. Come on. I mean, this it's part of my makeup, and I love sharing, the love with people. And that's what I wish we all could do in this world. And that's just who I was, meant to be. It's just, and I was always this like sweet little girl when I was little, and I still kind of it took me a long time to find that sweet little girl. I know there's sweetness there, but I was at a point where I didn't like I hated myself so much that I didn't feel that for a long time. And that line though is so important for me, because when I started out on this journey, on this part of this journey, I was a massage therapist. And I wanted so desperately to heal people and to help them, and And I didn't know at that time how to meet them where they were at. So I would constantly be like, oh, you got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this, whatever. And then when they came back the next week, I'd follow up and I'd be like, did you do it? Did you do it? And 9 times out of 10 times out of 10, they would be like, no. And I was like, okay. So it took me a long time to realize that unless somebody's ready, unless they're willing, unless they're ready to commit, unless they make a decision, unless they're, whatever that is, I can't force them to heal. I can guide them, but I can't force them. And I even had to learn that through our journey together, I mean, in a deeper, more intense way than just that time when I was doing the massage therapy. And the choose to see, everything we do is a choice. So we choose to heal. We choose to, walk on this journey. We choose to go to the certain store, whatever. Everything's a choice. Even not choosing is a choice, So, but this gives me the option to see that other people need to choose that, and I can't force it. And then I love my last line. She said, why don't we start singing together? Won't you come on along with me? Yeah. That was so much fun. And we've told this story already when I was like, hey, let's do some cover songs. And it was almost like, I picture this in my head talking about it now. It's like, I just put my hand out. It's like, come on, let's go sing together. And he wanted, that's what he said when we first, on our first support group that nobody showed up to. And he's like, I've always wanted a female partner to sing with.
That's right.
Again, be careful what you ask for. So that was it. And I became that female partner to sing with for him. And, along with our journey, and it was just fantastic. And I just, that healed me. So,
and it helped me to grow and heal. But here's the part. So then there's a chorus and we kick into the bridge, which fits perfectly for that. Preparing to move forward. Mm-hmm. It's our turn to be brave, to give us courage to walk through pain that we already forgave. Mm-hmm. And so, because, we thought we already done the work, most people do, working with people for a long time now. And they've gone a long way, but then they say, I thought I already worked on that stuff around my mother, my father, whatever. And it's like, no, you did. And now it's come up for another layer or whatever the case may be to walk through. I already forgave her. I already forgave them. I forgave myself. Well, no, you probably didn't forgive yourself, but even if you forgave them, the reality is it's another opportunity. And that's where we were. So we need the courage to walk through the pain that we already forgave, but
I'd like to throw something in there. Are you done with?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I see when you say that, because we really never dug into the words like this before. What I see when you say that is almost like when we climb a mountain, we don't climb it going straight up. We climb it going like this. So we're always looping back, but we're also always moving up. We're not at that same level that we were before. It loops up the mountain. So when we're coming back, we may see that from a different perspective, a higher perspective than we were seeing it as we were in it the last time. And it's like reading a book a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, and reading something that you're like, wait a minute, I didn't see that before. That's pretty cool. it's the same thing. It's like coming back and getting to revisit that. That's the way life works. It's like, oh, let's revisit it first. Let's revisit it, see if you learn the lesson. Then we'll revisit it for another reason. Then we'll revisit. Oh, you got it now. We're good. We can move on to the next thing. So there's a reason why we go through that pain, just to be sure that we love ourselves enough to walk our walk without the pain, and I think that's important for people to understand, that you're not going backwards when it feels like that. You're still going forward. You're just doing it at a different perspective.
Yeah, right. And especially if we're still looking at ourselves and our lives, and again, the process of integrating with the little younger you within us, that it's never backwards. But it's very paradoxical, because we do go back to the past of our youth and whatever along the way, adolescence, whatever the case may be, young adulthood, and that's where we reintegrate into the present with who we really are.
And it's always in the present.
And that's why this song, I'm glad we redid it and then to repurpose it, because it's one of our most powerful songs. Just a little ditty, it's a 2-chord ditty. But it's really a very powerful song, and to really, again, to go back and play and have fun and be playful with it, and vulnerable, with play and love and laughter and healing, and vulnerable with sadness, and feeling like you might be judged or shamed, or and all that kind of stuff, so that we can do that. Let me am I still? Can you see me? I just had something.
Yeah, you're still. Don't worry, you're still here.
Because my screen went blank and turned over. Okay, good. That means the recording is showing it good.
Okay, good.
But
again, didn't do that over here, so that's good news.
Excellent. So, but no, so it's so I'm glad we repurposed this song. Because both of us, it's interesting. We weren't ready when we wrote it, but to release it, but we were ready to write it and to feel it. And now there's so much more open-heartedness for me and for you, I know as well, Caroline. So well, it's interesting to share,
Yeah, and I love the word. I love that word repurpose, because that's what we did. We didn't just repurpose the song. We've repurposed our lives.
Yeah.
With with each other, with ourselves. We're moving forward. The whole part is preparing to move forward. You were just talking about that. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're back to that now, and it's interesting, because I was listening to a couple of other songs that we had written that we put on our first EP, our acoustic EP. And it's like, it's this revisit, and it's like, wait, this is happening again. It's like repurposing our lives. We're seeing it differently, again, from a different perspective, because now we're over a year down the road. Actually, we're 2 years down the road from writing them. So it's a whole different perspective. We're different people, we're different. We have different outlook on life. We have all kinds of different things going on, and it's like, this is so freaking powerful. It just blows me away how this is. And just being able to sit in this and settle in it. Not just, I'm going to say this to you, Noel, this is for us, because we did this. This is for us because we did this. We walk through this. We walk through a lot of stuff, and we're here, we're alive, we're moving forward, we're doing whatever our thing is. I'm doing my thing, whatever that thing is, we're doing it, and you say that all the time. I was like, I am not able to do this, but we're doing it. Yeah, we're doing it.
Already doing it.
We're already doing it. Yeah. And you were right. You're like, I finally realized that in this moment. It's like, whoa. So, and for those of you watching, that's how powerful this is. You'll see it. I swear, I'm not good at emotion or hiding my emotion. So they'll come out, warning. And that's how it works. And just walking through this and being able to connect with whoever wants to watch this and wants to see our light, it's like we have it to shine, so
that's right.
I'm really happy and grateful.
Yes, and me as well. And I'm glad we're doing this in this format to shine it at the place where we are today,
Yeah.
and to be able to shine that out to whoever or whomever is open to it. But like you said, Caroline, even if it's whatever, if it's, our light shining through ourselves to each other and outward, it's already shifting, because it's shifting us, so it shifts the world.
Yeah.
So
Now I'm
much
going to cry.
gratitude. Yeah. Much gratitude, much love. And so with that, we offer you open space to give any feedback, any thoughts you have, any suggestions or requests or whatever the case may be. And we look forward to continuing on this journey with you, and week to week.
Yeah, and we know we understand there's so many things that people are going through, and us as well. And if there's something connective that you just want to reach out and just say, hey, I'm feeling blah 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 right now, whatever, I'm feeling sad right now, I just wanted to reach out.
Yeah, no,
I'm open. Yeah,
absolutely, and that's whatever way we can connect with you.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, much love and light for your day today, and
always
your journey ahead. That's
yes.
right. Okay. See you next time.
Bye.